Yeah, it's pretty bad.
She's a lesbian, she's in space, and she's also a princess. Oh, and she's very sad.
So I just got done watching Space Lesbian Princess, and I'm not sure how this movie started to gain relevance. This movie came out last year, but for some reason, like a curse, like the people opening up the mummy, when we opened AI, when we opened Pandora's box, somehow this movie returned, just like Palpatine. I don't know why it returned, but for some reason the internet said we have a common foe. It doesn't matter which fan base you are, Has-Been Hotel, Jujutsu Kaisen, whichever community you are, they have united together for one common foe, and that's Space Lesbian Princess. This movie's terrible. It is straight up terrible, despite its message, which I think is counterintuitive to the message it's even trying to tell in the first place. That's just how bad it is. So what I like to do is 5 minutes of non-spoilers, if you even care, and then 5 minutes of non-spoilers. And I don't know why, but after watching the movie, my cough came back. I was feeling better. I was sick last week for most of it. I was feeling better. Now I don't. I'm not even joking. My cough just came back after watching this movie. So the premise, it is about lesbians in space, and there is a princess, the main character named Saira. She is boring. No one likes her. Her family, her moms, of course, view her as a disappointment. They are trying to encourage her, but they don't understand her. Her ex-girlfriend breaks up with her because she's boring. And the main antagonist, the straight white melians, straight white males, are the main antagonists. They are basically this free incel group where they are trying to pick up chicks, and the main character is from a lineage of princesses where they have the power to create leproses. If you don't know what that is, I envy you. I just found that out because the movie makes sure they want you to understand what a leprose is. It is basically an axe, which is the traditional sign for the lesbian community. Didn't know that. Thanks, movie, I guess, for the info dump. And the main character cannot summon her axe because she is not worthy or something. She has a lot of trauma. This is a coming of age story, and she hates herself and all that. So the straight white melians kidnap her ex-girlfriend, and she has to go on this awful adventure with a ship that is sexist, I guess. He's like the male stereotype. He like wants to drop her off at like girly places and treats her like a girl. Girls can fly ships, you know. Every character is a stereotype. It kind of feels counterintuitive to the message they're trying to bring. Like, everyone's gay in the movie. Everyone is gay. They always shove it down your throat. Every single sentence, every single scene they're in, they gotta tell you they're gay. And I don't have a problem with gay characters. I don't mind them at all. There are some good gay characters out there in fiction. I can't name any at the moment, but if I could, I would probably list them. But I hate when a message is completely deep-throated down your throat. It just shows that that's basically the character. They're gay and nothing else. The message. When your character is just one thing, when they have to keep shoving it to you, the audience, that this character is that certain thing, that's a bad character. Show, don't tell, or was it don't tell or show? Regardless, when you keep saying it over and over, it just gets incredibly tiring, and that's basically what this whole movie is. A bunch of stereotypes of people saying they're gay, and all that, and you get real sick of it. The message is trying to convey is that it's a coming of age story, you know, of a princess that, you know, is trying to find her way being a lesbian and all. She's from Clitopolis, you know, the clit. If you don't know what that is, ask your parents. I don't know. I just don't know. The plot is terrible. At the end, I think this was 5 minutes of non-spoil. At the end, I didn't like any of the characters at all. None of them are likable. If anything, I like the main character in the beginning, aside from the end. You know how it's like the hero's journey, they reject the call and all that, and at the end they find themselves. This is basically that, but the director said, okay, but how do we make it gay? And that's what they did. They made everyone they're gay. They have to keep telling you that over and over, and by the end of it, the message is still there. Nothing really changes other than the main character is super obnoxious. I guess I'll get into spoilers now. Wait, no, there was one thing I wanted to add. You're probably wondering, did I like anything? Was there even one remote thing that I thought was a positive? Jokes aside, well, not really. There was only one one thing I even remotely liked, and that was the animation. The animation is decent. It is not great, but it's not bad. It has a lot of vibrant colors. The colors look nice. There's even an impact frame. It's basically like 1 second frame of something going on. It looks super detailed. I hate what they used it on though, but there was a impact frame there. So the animation, it's not the worst thing. It's definitely not the best thing. The characters are really poorly drawn. They're basically just stick figures. There's nothing wrong with that, but don't expect as much detail. It's mostly the colors doing all the work. So for animation standards, colors, and all that, it's not terrible. There was at least something that was tolerable there. In terms of the comedy is god awful. Every joke never lands. It's always satire garbage. It's always a gay joke in there because it has to be. There's never like an actual joke. There was only like one joke that made me chuckle, and not even like a oh yeah, more like a kind of chuckle. And it was a joke where her mom, the main character's moms, are all like, we need to go to like a bar Ugo. It's basically like a show or something. I don't know. I think it's like a gay show. And then the main character is all like, but I'm only 10. And she's having like a flashback trauma episode thing. Throughout the whole movie, there's like this trauma monster that she has to overcome, and then she does at the end, very anticlimactically, of course, because it feels like they ran out of budget at the end. But yeah, that was only like the one joke that made me soft chuckle. It wasn't great. It was just kind of, it was there, I guess. Alright, spoiler times. I talked about the story, I talked about the animation, but I'll talk about the parts that made me cringe. The straight white melians, they are basically just making fun of white dudes that like their hobbies, like all their dialogue is super cringe.
Bar?
Hello?
I, well, what? You, I like your dress.
Thank you.
I wore a nice shirt to this bar.
It's making me horny.
Perchance.
Drink, ask about a drink. Ask about a
I'm
drink.
thirsty.
Oh, are you thirsty?
Yeah.
She gave you the leading. Just go for it, man. Just go for it. Just be yourself, bro.
Can I, get you with my money a drink for you?
Oh, yes, please.
Close the deal. Close
Now
the
that I
deal.
have purchased you a drink, you owe me sex.
Yes.
Yes, correct.
Problem with this movie is that scenes just keep going on. They just don't stop when they should. Like, it's super uncomfortable, like when you're talking to somebody on a road trip, like when your Uber driver wants to talk to you, when you just want to, enjoy the ride, you just want to get there, to work or something, or to a place. It feels super uncomfortable. Now imagine that for an hour and almost 30 minutes. That's basically this whole movie. Super uncomfortable scenes and dialogue that just don't mix and match. I can't even say anything, match with each other at all. Saira, by the end of it, she becomes this super badass lesbian princess. But I only hate the character because there's this other character called Willow. She's a nice girl. She likes the main character for who she is. Unlike Kiki, her ex-girlfriend that she's trying to save, she only dated her because of her status, but she dumps her immediately in the beginning of the movie. So Saira has this attachment to her because she doesn't want to let her go. Because in her own words, she's super fucking hot, pretty shallow already. But yeah, by the end of it, Willow, she's the only one that will give her the time of day. She likes her for who she is, and then they bang. They both bang. They both get together, they both understand each other. And what does Saira do immediately after? She pumps and dumps her and then says, I just want to be friends. This is a hero, by the way. She basically says, she didn't reject her before after they bang. They bang and then she's all like, oh, I'm sorry. I just want to be friends. And then she immediately wants to go back to her ex-girlfriend. So she's already super shallow and Willow just doesn't do anything for the rest of the story. She gets dumped and then that's it. She goes at the end to these straight white melians because they need her axe to power up their chick magnet. And I can't believe what I'm saying already. This feels like fan fiction, like a 15-year-old made this story up, and they probably did. This movie got an award, by the way. It got an award for something, I forgot what, but I'm not going to super slam this movie. It is still a indie movie at the end of the day. There wasn't the Russo brothers directing this and all that. But at the end of it, she goes against the straight white melians, and they are always complaining about how they can't get chicks. There's super uncomfortable dialogue with them, and not in a funny way. It's just extremely boring how they can't get chicks, and they need to role play as chicks to get chicks and all that. I'm already sweating. That's how hot it is in here. But yeah, it's just, and then she fights them barely. Kiki ditches her again. And then the main character is all like, well, I don't need anybody anymore. And she's independent now. And she beats her demon. And then she basically tells the straight white melians, well, why don't you guys just kiss each other? Why don't you guys just turn gay if you're the only people you guys have? And then they're all like, yeah, all right. And then they just start making out, and that's it. That's how she defeats the main villains. And then she ditches Kiki at the end, and Kiki is all like, I'm so attracted to you now. And then they leave the sexist spaceship and Saira, and then that's the end of the movie. Willow, her the only character that gave her the time of day, is completely just shut from the movie, even though she was like arguably the only character that's even remotely likable. I don't like any other characters aside from her, and that's barely stretching it. She still has her, annoying moments because, you gotta shove it down your throat, the message. If anything, if I was a gay person, I would not want to be gay anymore. If I saw this movie, I'd be all like, wow, this is all extremely cringy stuff. If anything, I just don't know. I don't know why this movie was made. I'm not sure who it was for. All the messages feel counterintuitive. It's just extremely cringy. The voice acting is pretty mid as well. There's no one that's really giving their A game. I think Willow's singing was alright. But yeah, that was a Space Lesbian Princess. I don't hate it because it's cringy. I hate it because it's just a bad movie in general. See why people hate this movie? That's for damn sure. But I saw a video called people think it's cool to hate on Space Lesbian Princess. And again, I'm not hating it because of the message. I am hating it because it is just a bad movie in general. The plot is terrible. The characters are terrible. Voice acting is mid. It's just a bad movie. But yeah, I think that's about it. If you want to watch it yourself, don't. I don't know. But yeah, this was definitely a movie. I think that's about it. Take care.